Brian Powell of I Run Far here with Eric Senseman after his 4th place finish at the 2018 Lake Sonoma. How are you doing?
Doing great. Feeling good.
This is a little bonus interview. We've interviewed the podium on the men's and women's side, but there was a good story here. You've been gunning for the golden ticket for Western States.
Yeah, since February last year when I ran Black Canyon. It was the 3rd attempt in 2 years.
Yeah.
Or a year and a bit. Yeah.
And
finally got it.
Yeah. How did that feel?
It felt amazing, as is probably illustrated in photographs and or videos from the finish.
Were you excited?
A little bit. Yeah, it felt like a big relief more than anything.
So how did your race play out? Like, obviously Jim's in the race and he's going to take it out.
So I knew I was not gonna run with Jim or Jared. Mm-hmm. Both those guys are super fit. I just wasn't there for this race, so that wasn't gonna happen. So I just took it out by feel, and I was really surprised to find myself in 4th place behind Jim. Bless you. Behind Jim, Jared, and Mario. And so Jim and Mario had entry already. Yeah. So Jared, sorry, his nickname's Tank. The Tank. So Jared, obviously was gonna be ahead of me with the ticket if he stayed ahead. Mm-hmm. So I was in place from the gun basically to have that next ticket, and my goal was just to go out and run by feel and be conservative and feel good halfway, and I did that more or less. Got there in 3:01, which is I think a fairly conservative split based on how people have run in the past, and so I just told myself I needed to stay there, like from mile 1. Yeah. Because I was there. So like, why give that up?
Did you have any down points during that first half?
Not really. The first half went really well. I linked up with Mario about mile 15, and there was kind of a train of us. There was Drew
McComber, yeah.
Yep, and this guy Seth. I don't know how he finished, but kind of the 4 of us were running along, and Mario was leading, and he was taking it a little easy. He had missed some nutrition at Warm Springs at mile 11, so he was kind of taking it easy, and I didn't like that because I wanted to apply a little pressure because those guys behind me in that train,
they still were
right, and so I was like, he's kind of like, I felt like he was like putting us to sleep. I talked to him about it afterwards, and so I passed him and started picking it up, and from there, Drew was behind me anywhere from like 30 seconds to a minute, I think, for the next 20 miles or so. Yeah. And then I kind of started to open it up between Madrone, mile 30, to Warm Springs at mile 38. And I was playing it pretty conservative at that point because I was hurting. Yeah. I'd seen you, and you said run conservative, which is great advice. So I did, and then I got to 38, and I felt like, he just wasn't close. It's hard to describe why, but I just had to say, like, I didn't feel like I was running hard, and I didn't see him. So, from there, it was just like, okay, you got 12 miles to go.
And did you continue with that conservative race?
I did. I tried to work the downhills a little more. That's more of a strength for me than the uphills. But definitely, like, I was hiking some during that last 12, and but I didn't see anyone when I went down to Island View, mile 45-ish.
And then you got to come back up.
Right. So it's 0.4 miles, and I didn't see anyone. So, and I looked at my watch. I knew I had at least 5 minutes. So at that point,
that feels pretty good. As long as you have your wheels under you.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I mean, at that point, it was like, okay, finish this out. So.
Nice. So this was a big goal for a long time and a big goal of this season. Did you build your schedule around actually getting into states, or sort of peaking to get the spot?
The spot. Yeah, I mean, because you can't assume you're going to get it. So for me, it just had to be like, you got to show up as fit as you can. Between Black Canyon in February and Lake Sonoma here in April, things did not go well. I had an ankle injury that had me out for about 4 days, and then not great training for about 2 weeks. And then just not super motivated. I was really bummed that Black Canyon, I was sick, and I'd put so much into that training block. But I think it played in my favor today. I think that really carried over because I only ran like 75 miles a week for 4 weeks. Like, that was my training block for this race. Yeah. So I feel like I got kind of lucky with, I don't know.
So you had fitness and then some not planned downtime, but maybe that's also good?
Yeah, I think maybe I was just rested, and that played in my favor. It's tough mentally to do that, right? It's like Jared was putting in 130-mile weeks, Jim was putting in 110-mile weeks. Like, these are guys I train with, and I'm doing 75. So it's like,
more's not always better.
That's true. It was good. It was a good learning experience in that way.
Now, I mean, all the way back, you had JFK, then you had Black Canyon, which you trained as a goal race. Yep. You had this. Are you gonna take a little time off? I mean, like, how do you...
I think at least a week of no running. Yeah. I think is going to be good for me. I'm super beat up. My muscles were cramping really bad the last, like, 3-4 miles. I've never felt that what I was feeling there.
Mm-hmm.
So I think tomorrow's not going to be great. So yeah, hopefully a full week off will get me back feeling good.
And when you take a week off, will you like slowly build back up, or you try to jump back up to big mileage?
I think I'll jump back to about where I was, 75, and then build from there. Maybe try to get up to 110, 120 if I'm feeling good, and then it'll be short. But hopefully, I have enough time to get a little more fitness.
So what is it going to be? I mean, you've got 5 guys from Flagstaff
So
who are in Western states. Are you at all cautious about overexcitement? Because there's a lot. I mean, like everybody was excited for each other here.
Yes.
But on the training side, are you worried that maybe you would get carried away trying to keep up with those guys, or do the mileage or whatever? Like, it can feed off itself.
I think having this experience will help a lot so that I don't do that.
Yeah.
I kind of just know myself pretty well, and I've been around long enough that I've learned that lesson about training too much and then showing up, without having a race in you because you left it in training. So no, I think I'll be conservative, and I'll be able to contain myself.
Nice. Well, congratulations on earning that spot in
Thank
Western
you, Brian.
States, Eric.
Appreciate it.
Take care.
All right.